our advertising sales department for a tailored advertising solution at 465-2621. This holiday season, let ZIZ connect you to our large audience of listeners and viewers, your potential customers at ZIZ with ZIZ Radio, ZIZ Television, Big Wave, and our online platforms. We provide advertising solutions that work. Call us 465-2621 and get results.
Bigger, better, blowout, Black Friday weekend sale. Bigger savings, better deals, blowout discounts. The bigger, better Black Friday blowout 3-day weekend sale at Horswood's Building Centers, St. Kitts and Nevis. 25% off store-wide this weekend from November 25th to 27th at Horswood's Building Centers on St. Kitts and Nevis. 25% off store-wide on all discountable items from Thursday, November 25th to Saturday, 27th. Bigger savings, better deals, blowout discounts at the Horswood's Building Centers. Bigger, better Black Friday blowout 3-day weekend sale this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
By my 50th birthday,
I want to travel to Europe.
Pay for my son's education.
Buy my first car.
buy my dream car.
Open a business.
Take everyone abroad for a family vacation.
Go skydiving.
Retire debt-free.
One story, countless dreams. And whether you're young, old, or somewhere in between, Sagicor can help make them come true. Learn more at sagicor.com.
Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps.
You got it, man. The man Hollywood talking about keeping it safe on the road. And so we're up next with On the Road Traffic Talk here this morning. Before we jump in there, just want to let you know that you can tune in to ZIZ Radio and Television today, Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. for a live press conference with the St. Kitts Nevis Carnival Committee. That's around 9:30 this morning. We'll be taking you live on radio and television. Of course, it will be on all of our social platforms, Facebook and YouTube via ZIZonline.com. So we have Inspector. I like to give you that name, because I know you're heading in that direction. You know what I mean? Good morning, buddy. What's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, Randy Rascal. How you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good. I'm between breakfast and lunch.
I realize that.
So what's on the chat today? Yeah. What's on the menu?
Good morning, everyone out there in Radio Land. As mentioned, my name is Sergeant Brown, not Inspector, Sergeant Brown. And it's good to be here once more with our weekly radio edition of Traffic Talk, which is aired every Wednesday morning right here on ZIZ Radio. And I want to say good morning to everyone, however you're tuning, whether you're tuning via Facebook, via radio, like whatever means. Good morning, and I hope your morning is going good thus far. Ronnie Rascal, this morning, what we're going to speak about? What we're going to speak about is what we are realizing. A number of persons in recent time are being brought before the court, taken before the magistrate court for driving without license, unlicensed driving. And this is a major cause of concern for the police, and it should not just be a cause for concern for the police, it should be a cause for concern for all of us. Because when one drive without a driver's license, they are putting themselves and other road users at serious risk. Why I say this is because if you're driving for some reason and you don't have a driver's license, what does this tell us? It tells us that you are not covered by insurance, because insurance does not cover unlicensed driver. Okay, so if you're driving and without a driver's license and you get in a traffic accident, it means that everything falls on you. Everything falls, all expenses, everything falls on you. And I can give you a real life experience whereby someone was driving and their license, they did not have a license, and they got in a collision with someone. And this,
Hold on.
this happened many years ago, and that person, the person who, not the unlicensed driver, the other party, up to today, they are paralyzed. They cannot walk. Okay? I won't go into the name, I won't mention as to who, but it's a real life situation. So that person, innocent as he was at the time, he got a vehicle collided to him, and up to today that person cannot walk. So it is very serious, and the law deals with persons who drive without license very serious. So what our law says as it relates to drivers who drive without license. And I'm going to refer to section 26.1 with your permission, Mr. Rascal.
Of course.
Yes.
This is your show, bro.
I want to read what our law says. It says that, save as is this section provided, no person shall drive a motor vehicle other than a public service vehicle on any road unless he or she is the holder of a driver's valid and unexpired license, and no person shall employ any other person to drive a motor vehicle other than a public service vehicle on any road unless the person so employed is the holder of a chauffeur's license, and if any person acts in contravention of this provisions of this section, he or she commits an offense and shall, on summary conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding $1,000. Okay, so the law takes this very serious. And it goes on to say, provided that any person found driving in contravention of this section commits an offense and may be arrested forthwith. I repeat that. Arrested forthwith without a warrant, and shall, on summary conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding $2,000. Okay, so please. And as I mentioned earlier, that if you are driving without your license, a driver's license, it means that you are driving and you are not covered by insurance. And what the law says as it relates to insurance. And I go to our law, section 3, subsection 1 of the Motor Vehicles Insurance Third Party Risk Act. And what does it say? Subject to the provision of this act, it shall not be lawful for any person to use or cause or permit any other person to use a motor vehicle on a public road unless there is enforced in relation to the user of the motor vehicle by that person or that other person, as the case may be, such a policy of insurance or such a security in respect of third-party risk as complies with the requirements of this act. Subsection 2 states, if a person acts in contravention of this section, he or she shall be liable, upon summary conviction, to a fine not exceeding $1,500 or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months, or to both such fine and imprisonment and the person convicted of an offense under this section shall, unless the court, for special reasons, thinks fit to order otherwise, and without prejudice to the power of the court, to order a longer period of disqualification, be disqualified from holding or obtaining a driver's license under the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 15.06, for a period of 12 months from the date of the conviction. So what it said basically is that if you are taken before the court for driving without a driver's license and not being covered, you risk your standard chance of having your driver's license, or you stand the chance of being disqualified from obtaining a driver's license for a period of 12 months. And you shall, upon conviction, be fined a fine not exceeding $1,500, or you risk going to prison for a term not exceeding 3 months, or you might have to pay both the fine and still serve the prison time. So please, I just want to put you out there to be aware as to how serious it is to be driving without a driver's license.
Especially if you get in an accident.
Yes, definitely, sir.
If you get in an accident, it's like triply trouble. Not
trouble.
double. Because they will be charged for not having insurance also, right?
Of course.
Yes.
And if that person is injured, you'll be the one responsible
yeah.
for any expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if someone is lending the vehicle to that person,
yes.
now you notice that is the double trouble again.
You also, the owner, have to be sure that that person who you are lending your vehicle have a valid, not just a license, a valid
license, up to date.
Up to date. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the law also speaks to, you realize we have a lot of OECS nationals in our federation. What the law speaks to, as it relates to our brothers and sisters from the OECS member state. Okay, it says that, and I refer to Section 26, subsection 5 of the Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, and it states that notwithstanding subsection 1, which I would have earlier read, as citizens of an OECS member states who hold a driver's license issued in any other OECS member state shall, while such license remains valid and unexpired, be exempted from any requirements to hold a driver's license issued under this Act to drive in St. Christopher and Nevis. Yeah, with your permission, I'll pause that now.
Okay, well, if you take a pause, what we can do is open the lines and see what questions might be out there. Is a possibility. Someone, I already see my phone line lighting up, so let's give this a listen and find out what's happening there. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ronnie.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, sir, and good morning, my superior.
Good morning to you. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good for Ronnie. I'm doing good for you.
So what's on your mind this morning?
Well, a load of things. First of all, let me explain something that happened last week. Remember caller calling on your program, and the caller was talking about the speed limit between here and there, 20 miles for here and 40 miles for there.
Yeah.
And a lot of signs not up for that. Well, anyway, the reason why this sign's not up yet, if he could notice, and everybody noticed that the whole island of Sink is almost connected to one. Whereas you had Old Road separated from Virtuals and a good space between there, so you could have speed up and drive 35, 40. Well, that space is no longer for that, because you find Old Road with the amount of residents live between Old Road and Virtual, they're now connected to one village, even though they still have the same name. So therefore, where they used to be 40 miles an hour, and it is built up with the residents, then you have to bring down that 40 to 20 miles an hour. Because it's a village and a community, and nobody's supposed to go over 20 between villages like that. Now, some of the things you read out this morning for an unlicensed operator of vehicle. I love it. I love it. But this is my opinion.
Yeah.
Those who make the law for that, I think they were too lenient with that. And the second one is that the person now who's supposed to lay down the penalty, they are also being lenient with people like that. Because earlier clock you said an innocent person become a victim of that. The person who knocked them down ain't had no license. He's not legal to be on the road driving. And the victim now is paralyzed for life. And such as what penalty the guilty culprit has to pay to making a person paralyzed for life. That is not enough. And take away license for a year, that also is not enough. When you do not have the authorized permission to be on the road driving, them kind of penalty where they let down about $1,000 and 12 months license take away, that is not enough for people's life. And that is the reason why a lot of people just driving up and down the place without license, because they know the penalty do not hurt them. I'll listen after you.
Before you go, how much you think it should be? It should increase though.
Okay, you catch me driving without a license, I should pay no more than $15,000 in court. And the penalty for that should be no less than 5 years. You have to make somebody an example. For those who thinking about they could do it and get away, they will think 40 times before they attempt to do it physically.
And how long do you think the person should be disqualified for?
3 years.
3 years.
Teach you a lesson.
Okay then.
If I'm living from driving, and I'm going to do foolishness with the authority that I get from the traffic department to ply my trade by driving, and I'm going to play careless with it, well then let me do some other kind of hard work other than driving. Then I would say, you see what I mean? It's my ignorance why I'm out here doing this hard work. I could have been sitting on behind my wheel and making me money, but stupidness, foolishness in my brains, and illegal activity caused me to be here. Because some people allow the vehicle for people to go do stupidness, and they know. They know they're going to do illegal thing with a vehicle, but they're going to still lend them. So all penalties should be hard enough to make you tell others, don't try it.
So it should be a deterrent then?
Definitely. Supposed to be a deterrent.
Okay then.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll continue to listen.
Okay, man.
All right, Culture.
Yes, man. Okay, we'll catch up.
Okay. Starlight Radio, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One or two questions, please.
Go ahead.
Your driver's license think it have like your blood type. If you get in an accident, if you want to donate, God forbid if you get in an accident, if you want to donate your kidney or any part from your body, if you have sugar diabetes, I want to know if it's on your driver's license.
Yeah,
because that is very important.
Yeah, it's on your driver's license. Yeah. Your blood type is definitely on the driver's license.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's good. That's all I want to know.
Yes.
Okay. And have a blessed day. And when you catch them driving without a license, you give them 5 years and a suspend the license for 5 years because maybe you're saving life.
Okay, then. Okay. Thank you.
ZIZ Radio.
Good morning, Mr. Rascal. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
And good morning, Sergeant Brown.
Hey, good morning, my
Well,
boy.
this is Junior. Yeah. Mr. Brown, what you read out there earlier is very concerning about the number of persons not driving without a license.
Yeah.
It's very, very concerning because one of the issues to go with getting into accident and not being covered by insurance is the amount of time it takes for the persons who are injured to reclaim anything at all, because most of the time these persons are broke.
Definitely.
So then it becomes a serious problem. You are already doing wrong. The person is injured, seriously injured, and then they have to wait for so long because the person, then you have to go to maybe a court system, civil sue, and because once the thing about the insurance, if you have insurance, it buffers some of the costs.
Definitely. Yes.
And you are able to reclaim in quick time.
And also, not really cutting you off, but
no problem.
Suppose that person, the injured person, is one paying a mortgage or two
But that's the whole thing.
have children, child or children in college, and for some reason they're injured now, paralyzed as the case may be, and they cannot pay their mortgage and they cannot support their child who are children who is
Exactly,
in
that
school
would create
or
a
college.
big
Yes,
problem
a real,
in
real
the
problem.
household. You couldn't put it better.
Right.
So it have a rippling effect
Yeah,
when these things, and person need to understand and as somebody stipulated, maybe the government need to review, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, most of these persons, when they get into this accident, they don't have any income. They don't. So it's a serious problem. I don't know how we can deal with it. And I pray that people just have to be more responsible.
Yes.
Bottom line, at the end of the day, the life you save could be your very own. You have to, and persons who are renting or giving persons, make sure that these persons have a valid license, because it's very important, because the insurance itself make a big difference, because as you say, if you don't have a license, you cannot be insured by any insurance company. So I just pray and hope that persons are listening and they abide, because sometimes we just have a selfish view about us and we just think about ourselves. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you very
Right,
much.
okay. Okay, the lines are open, 465-2555. Any question that you would like to ask the officer, or if you see something that you would like to make a report on, it's a good time to do so. There's a lot of different traffic violation that occurs, and sometimes you see it, the officers are not around. So if you see one, even if it's in the past, you can always call in and let us know about it. We go back to the phone lines. LIZ Radio, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just one question, officer.
Yes, sir.
That yellow line in Kayan, put the Chinese to go up put the road there. What are you line for? Decoration the law.
What you ask the question? What the line is for? The yellow line.
The yellow line for.
It's
Kayan from down by the gums go up past the Chinese supermarket.
It should be no parking area.
You can't be putting back area and a police station on the next side of the road, and you can't go up there in peace. I hardly pass there and don't see the vehicle back on the side unless it's a Sunday.
Oh.
Vehicle always and waiting for the police station and the yellow line.
Oh.
To me, that decoration is the law.
It definitely should not be there for any decoration.
When you see so, Kayan will paint up. That look so silly that the police station wait on the next side and wait and you in a vehicle, especially a big vehicle, carry load, you got trouble going up the hill there, because vehicle on the road and people coming down the hill on top of you. You can't go up in peace. Then it will look in seriously.
Okay. I can. What I will do, I'll ask the officers in the area to pay more attention to that area. Okay, because the line.
Not more attention. Pay attention, because you can't pay none at all. Because they look silly, wait for the police station there, and car always there, vehicle always and the yellow line there.
Okay, I hear you, caller.
Okay, buddy, thanks a lot.
very
He's
much,
taking notes on that,
Thank you very much.
I'm sure he would pass that on, especially the fact that there is a police station right across the road. That is a fact for sure. Okay, so as I said, we move on to another line. Good morning. Traffic.
Good morning, Mr. Rascal, and good morning, Officer
Good
Brown.
morning, sir.
Yes,
Good morning.
Yeah, each day on ZIZ there are traffic driving tips that comes on,
Yeah.
which is good for us drivers out here.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if the police follow the same example. Over the last 2 weeks, there have been 2 successive traffic-related accidents involving the police thing from the traffic department. What is happening there with the police? Are they following the laws, the traffic laws of the land? Is it general carelessness? Can you give an explanation, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. What I can say is that we, as police officers, we are not above the law, and we should comply with whatever the law says. Okay? We are not above the law. We should comply with all traffic laws. And if we fall short, we should face the consequence of whatever it is, whether to pay a ticket, fine, or if needs be, they can take him before the court, because we are not above the law.
Would the policy goes for a police officer driving a police vehicle?
Well, police officers driving police vehicle and getting in whatever, I know police officers being taken before the court, and charged
for certain situations.
Hefty fines as well.
If a police officer is driving a vehicle on the way to something, or maybe not, but just driving
emergency?
and flip, and flip over. And
Well, it all depends. It first has to be investigated, just like any other
to see if it's a mechanical
definitely,
cause.
Definitely.
Okay, we got some more callers, so let's don't keep them waiting. Zad, good morning. Traffic Talk. Talk to me.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
A very interesting topic. Observation.
Yeah.
There is speed limit on the F.T. Williams Highway Road, but no one's living on that road. My observation is that between the fire station and Central Bank, the traffic is very heavy.
Between I didn't get that. Between
the fire station and Central Bank.
Okay.
The traffic is very heavy, and even more so now, you have the market people on the side of the road. I think there's a need for a speed limit on that road. Some people just drive there recklessly and have no concern for pedestrians and people parking on the side of the road. Okay. I'd appreciate some action taken on that as soon as possible. Thank you.
So what you're recommending, that speed signs be erected there between that stretch of road that you mentioned? Okay.
I can't recall any speed limit there.
No, you're recommending that some be erected there then?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Some immediate action needs to be taken.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. ZIZ Radio.
Yes, good morning to Ronnie.
Good morning, buddy.
And good morning, Sergeant Brown.
Good morning.
Sergeant Brown, I call you to say this to some people, right? I am not the only person living across Fort Thomas Road. I live across here because of a reason. And I look out for the people who live in across there, which I normally call in when Inspector Case was there about cross here. And many people in meeting and asking me, "You the guy that's calling about Fort Thomas Road?" I said, "Yes. Keep it up." I said, "I'm keeping it up, but the government is not keeping up their end. Because cross here is a residential area. And no buses that coming from west supposed to be traveling across there, period. The road's supposed to be on the road. And I'd like to know who was supposed to imply that buses should go across Fort Thomas Road and not on the waterfront, which they are customers driving. And you want to tell me you're going to put a market in front of the people who live across Fort Thomas Road? Let them go back on the waterfront even on Saturdays. That is too much of vehicles on Saturdays today. People living in Fort Thomas Road and people on the road, and anything could happen. You all need to go and tell the government who is in charge, please to let the buses them go back on the Bell Road, take Hartsford Road and go down on the Bell Road to their destiny. I'm tired of calling and explaining to y'all what should be done. I need some speed bump inside there, and nobody is coming across to see what I'm speaking about or exerting. Which I say I'm tired, like a beat, driving a dead horse, and I get it over here. And you all need to pull up your all socks. Tell the Policing Authority Fort Thomas Road is becoming a hazard to people who live in the quarter here with a lot of trafficking.
All right, buddy, we got you.
And please put down the speed bumps in between there. Because plenty of people say the right thing. Speed bump should be put between there. You have a good day.
Yes, you
All right.
have a good day, sir.
Okay, we're going to take one more call, and then we're going to make a break for the 9 o'clock news report. And then we could always come back if you have the time. So, because I'm seeing a lot of people lighting up, and you got to get a chance to explain to those persons what's going on, especially the buddy David Fort Thomas Road. He been calling on that one.
Yes,
Last week he did. All right. Okay, so let's take this caller and ZIZ Radio.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, brother. What's up?
Who is that? Sergeant Rose in there, Mr. Brown? You operating like Mr. Rose, man. You carry out your duty.
Who, me or him?
And I call to commend you. I commend you a lot because a lot of things people reporting on nowadays, they've been reported long ago. And some people used to say they're going to look into it. They look into it. Imagine one Sunday, a lot of motorcycles in Cairn, pop wheeling coming up Cairn Hill, and a load of noise. And I talk about it. And a police come on and defend the police them in Cairn so that maybe they ain't see. and they're here, and people was on the side of the road watching them popping wheeling coming up, and then the vehicle was coming on with a load of noise like a band jamming Juve morning. They say maybe when they reach Kaya and the police, the people in the van with the noise, turn off the noise. Nobody driving on the road with a load of noise and turn off when they reach the police station. So I'm glad, Mr. Brown, my superior, I'm glad that you're living up to the complaint them that you are getting and you're making notes to see that things happen. And the last thing, you know what we noticed? A lot of them people, they're renting motorcycles to go pop wheel. They're renting them because they want them to make good use of transportation, to go do stupidness. So I'm calling on the people who are renting them, be careful who you're renting your motorcycle to. Thank you so long.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, Culture. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of calls on the switchboard right now, and we're going to make that break for our 9 o'clock news report, and we're going to come back. Mr. Brown will be here to take your calls and get some solutions in those traffic problems. You stick and stay. The 9 o'clock report is brought to you via The Grange.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend, and holiday stay, and complimentary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525 or fax your requests to 466-8221.
Update for this morning, I'm Mervyn Thompson. Locally, the Nevis Electricity Company Limited, NEVLEC, has procured a new Wärtsilä generator, and it is expected to result in savings for the company and its customers. Earl Springett, General Manager at NEVLEC, told the Department of Information on Nevis that the addition of a third Wärtsilä unit is a part of a process which began in 2000. He's quoted as saying, "There was a new extension built onto the plant in 2000 to accommodate 3 Wärtsilä units. In the year 2000, we got the first Wärtsilä unit, and then we got the second one in the year 2017, and now we are in 2021. We have our third unit, so that unit has completed that goal of adding 3 reliable units to the existing plant. With the addition of this unit, that amount of cost that we have for operating will be significantly reduced, and I think that it will also pass on to the customer as a reduction in their fuel bill." End quote. According to him, the cost of the generator and all its auxiliary systems is about $6.3 million, and it is a 3.8 megawatt unit which is being housed at the power station at Prospect. Regionally, with road fatalities totaling 412 for the year in Jamaica, TODSS, in association with the BCIC, has partnered to train Blue Ribbon taxi operators in emergency responses. CVM Live with this report.
With there being hundreds of taxi operators on the roads of Jamaica, the odds are high that they may be on the scene of a motor vehicle accident. For this reason, the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, TODS, has been hosting the training of a number of operators across Jamaica in the essentials and importance of first response.
When there's an accident anywhere, the first person to be on the scene is a taximan or a busman. So we thought training them as first responders would be an excellent idea.
The training conducted at the Linstead Training Center is a partnership with BCIC. General Secretary for TODS Diane Dennis points to the mishandling of crash victims as one of the main reasons that may lead to their death.
Too often we see, especially on social media, videos circulating whereby there's an accident and persons are being mishandled by the public, albeit in an effort to render assistance. But sometimes because the victims are not properly handled, we end up doing more harm than good.
In the year so far, there have been 412 road fatalities, and according to the Ministry of Transport, speeding was the leading cause. Road safety was highlighted in the training session with special consideration for the incoming holiday season.
The Christmas season is coming up, and a number of operators still don't understand the importance for driving for your neighbor. Not just drive for yourself, but drive for the person behind you, before you, beside you.
Newman hopes to train 350 taxi operators by January 2022 when the program ends. Janelle Powell, CVM Live.
And internationally, Samsung said it had picked Taylor, Texas as the location for a new $17 billion plant to make advanced chips for functions such as mobile, 5G, high-performance computing, and artificial intelligence. Reuters with this report.
Samsung Electronics has chosen Texas for a new $17 billion chip plant. The factory will be sited in the town of Taylor, near Austin. Samsung had also considered locations in Arizona and New York, but Reuters sources say Texas offered the best incentives. Governor Greg Abbott said it was a testament to the state's low taxes and benign regulations. Samsung joins rivals TSMC and Intel in the race to expand chip making in the US. Washington sees the sector as an area of strategic competition with China. It's earmarked billions of dollars in federal funds to boost US chip output and development. Samsung hasn't said exactly what its new plant will make, but analysts expect it to focus on cutting-edge chips for large clients like Qualcomm. Texas last winter suffered a multi-day power outage that caused millions of dollars of damage to Samsung's existing plant in Austin. Governor Abbott said he was confident the power grid could support the new facility.
And that's it for your 9 a.m. news update for this morning.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend and holiday stay, and complementary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525 or fax your requests to 466-8221.
Simply the best.
All right. We are back with just about 14 down after the hour of 9 o'clock. And it's traffic talk, man. We are speaking about the traffic. Don't forget, you can call back. We are taking calls right now for Sergeant Brown. He's in the building. And so, okay, the phone lines are up. So let's go right back into these calls and see what's happening on the outside. ZIZ Radio, good morning, traffic talk.
Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
We're wonderful.
I was just wondering, right, if the government and the police department will invest into a radar gun. That would be good for the country, the good revenue coming in to the government and also to the police force. If they have 2 radar guns, right, that would be so important, and it will control the traffic and the speeders on the road. So that would be a good thing. I think that I will listen, after a year after that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, caller. Yes, we do have a number of radar guns, speed guns, and we do regular speed checks of vehicles. A number of persons are being ticketed. Yes, a number of persons are being brought. Are being taken to the court for speeding, exceeding the speed limit. So yes, we do have a number of radar guns in the force. So, thank you very much for your call.
Well, maybe you don't use them often enough?
Yes, we do.
You don't? Okay, all right.
up to sometime
on Sundays?
Last I think it was Thursday, someone were taken to the court and had to pay some serious monies for speeding. So.
How do you charge by speeding? The amount of speed you're doing goes up. The price, the cost goes up.
Minimum, if you say your car doing say 30 in a 20 miles per hour zone, the minimum fee is $250, and for every 10 miles per hour over that, $100 is being added.
Oh wow!
So the minimum fee is $250, and the first 10 miles per hour over that, it remains at $250. But any other mileage, 10 miles over that, it increases by $100.
So if I'm in my sports car and I'm doing like,
I don't even imagine that.
I'll be begging pardon, man.
Of course, nothing wrong with begging a pardon.
But you're not 20 miles in a 20 mile zone. I mean, who drives at 20 miles unless it's?
I do.
You do? Yes. I'm gonna clock you the next time I see you. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
well, I got a problem with the traffic, really and truly.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So the individual coming up a one way and like knock down the individual. Telling them are going on. The individual still turn and go. Man went to the hospital, reach the traffic. It's quite a while now, and then a response coming from this matter. I think Mr. Sergeant Brown is supposed to be cognizant is speaking about. I would like him to look into the matter for me, please.
Okay, caller, I can't bring the matter offhand right now, but you would you mind coming to the traffic department sometime, anytime today, and discuss it with me? As I said, I cannot bring to mind the matter that you're referring to, but stop by sometimes and discuss it, and I definitely would look into it to see what, if anything, is being done. Okay?
That's great.
Yeah, just come and ask for me.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I like that. ZIZ Radio, good morning. Traffic Talk.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Rascal.
Yep.
And Brown.
Yes, sir.
Brown.
Yeah. My concern is in Keys area. Having passed the 4 Mile stone in Keys heading towards Keon, as you get to the crest of the hill, on the seaside, there's somebody who does barbecue there. And there are vehicles, especially on Fridays, on Saturdays, there are vehicles parked on the crest of the hill and going down towards, back into Keys. You coming around there, driving, you can't see what's coming over the hill. And there's no way to pull off the road if something is coming and coming at and speeding. So I think, a yellow line should be put down in that area. Anybody going there to patronize the guy who is there, they park somewhere else and walk to that area. That's my concern.
Okay,
All right.
caller. I've made a note of it, and I definitely will look into it. Okay, thank you very much for your call.
Okay, that's I know that area. That is a ticklish one for real. Yeah, it is. So I said radio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
gentlemen.
Good morning.
I have a concern about how to use the roundabout. Now, for instance, if I am coming from Bastia traveling towards Keon, am I supposed to be in the inner lane?
You're speaking about the roundabout at,
which roundabout?
at the airport area?
Pardon?
Which roundabout you up at?
The airport roundabout.
Okay, good. All right, yeah.
So repeat your question, please.
If I'm traveling from Bastia to Keon, am I supposed to be in the inner lane?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
You should be on the outer lane. The outer lane.
The outer lane?
Yes.
The inner lane is if you're going
To
towards
Frigate Bay or
to
Border
Kim
Rock.
Collins
Yeah.
Road, or if you're going back down into town.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, that gives people a lot of trouble. They
For some
I know.
The roundabouts are still cause for concern.
Yeah, if you remember that you got to keep left at all times and
Keep
give
left.
way to traffic from your right. And so if she's going to Keon, she also have the options of going back to the west or up to the airport. All those are on her left side,
Yeah,
on
correct.
her outer lane.
You see, whenever I'm in a roundabout, I always slow down. Because sometimes you have to look at persons. You have
That
to
is-
be mindful of
that
persons
is
who
true.
might not understand.
That is true.
So
That
if
is
I'm-
true.
If I'm approaching a roundabout, I always look to see.
You
any
got to
other
see who's coming up on the side of you or where they're going before making your move. Okay, we got more callers. That I said radio. Traffic talk.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question. This is in connection with an expired license from someone who is coming in from overseas. Do they still have the option to drive for a couple of days with their, say, for instance, a U.S. license?
No, sir. That's a no-no.
Okay. So can the license be renewed online, or can somebody take it in and renew it? What's the procedure?
Yes. You can renew your driver's license online. Yes. It can be done online. Yeah.
Yeah, but if the person renews it online, do they get a copy of the license, or they still have to come in and pick it up?
Well, it's you have to fill out you have to go online the Inland Revenue Department website and fill out the necessary information, and they will deal with it from their end. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't. I mean, but because the question that I have is, if they fill it out online, they pay their money.
Yeah.
Are they gonna have something to identify that? Listen, I've renewed my license. I just don't have the physical copy as yet, which permits them to drive. That's my question.
You cannot drive.
You can answer, or I need to go to Inland Revenue.
You cannot drive unless you have your license, physical license, in your hand and it's valid. Okay, so you have to wait until everything is completed. You get your license, it's valid, then you can safely drive. But without that, without you having it physically in your hand and it's valid, you cannot drive. Okay?
Okay.
All right, man. Thank you for your call.
Brown, the person said that they have the American license.
Yeah.
Isn't it possible that they can come in and present the American license in the time being and get a permit? There's a driver's permit that can be.
If the American license is valid, yes,
they can get the permission. Yes, until they get their license renewed. So that is that is an option.
If their local license is expired, and if the American license is
valid,
yes,
yes,
they can get a temporary license
until they get their local license. Yes, that's an option. Yes. Yeah, I know that has been done before.
It is.
Okay, all right, we got more callers. That I said radio.
Yes. I call to support the callers. We talk about people, you know, the park up right on the crest of the hill there. I know what you're talking about. And further down into Keys, there's a long yellow line. I don't know if that is decoration. And when people go there to buy the goat water, the sheep water, the cattle water, all kind of water, they park on the long line. So you're coming from Canary. You have to slow down and shove out your neck on the right and peep to make sure that nobody coming to Keys full speed. And then you pull up from behind those vehicles that park on the yellow line to go. So those places there where they're selling them kind of thing on Friday night, all kind of smoke up this and whatever. They need to be patrolled often enough and make people move the vehicle, because it can cause accident for innocent people. So Brother Brown, you're doing good. Along with Inspector Rascal. I'll keep it up.
Without pay.
Yeah, you join the crew.
You know. Okay, buddy.
All right then, thank you.
Zara said radio. Good morning.
Hello, pleasant good morning.
Pleasant good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning to you, Ronnie, and the general public, and Mr. Brown there.
Good morning, buddy.
Yeah, a point of observation. Yeah, when you're coming from the Sandy Point and down on the Lambert's land here, it's badly overgrown and it's hanging over on the sidewalk. Now, it doesn't look good at all, so I don't know if you guys can get environment to go and fix up down there. Another thing, I want to speak specifically to roadkill. Whenever there is a roadkill, people should be a little more civic minded and prudent to discard of it the best way they can, if they can move it. You know, sometimes we think about moving a roadkill when it's already a stench and it's a problem to everybody. So I just want to appeal to the general public this morning to be more cautious when it comes, and more responsible, when it comes to roadkill. That's my contribution for today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Very good,
I
very
support
good
you.
statement. I remember one time I interviewed, I'm not sure who it was, but Solid Waste was involved, and they said they wasn't responsible for the removal of roadkills.
Solid Waste? I think it's more like
who's responsible? Is the health matter, right?
Environment matter.
Yeah, but who do you go to?
But
Who do you get?
As the caller said, we should be.
Yeah, if it's in a village area, but if it's on on the outskirts, and then people keep running over and it becomes a real mess. Right? So. All right, so guess what, man? We're going to wrap it up because we're going to be joining with the St. Kitts Nevis Carnival Committee press conference at 9:30. And so we're going to wrap it up. Mr. Brown,
Yes,
feel free to take it out, man.
Yes, I want to thank everyone for being a part of our program this morning. I've made some notes and I definitely will do some follow-ups. So until we meet again next week, have a safe day, productive day, and a safe and productive week ahead. So be safe, not just for yourself, but for other road users. Bye for now.
That's right. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for coming in and giving us some updates. Very good show today, and a lot of callers. Thank all the callers who called in and give us some ideas as what's happening out there, and well taken. So you have a good day.
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With Ready fire day, driver. What's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. Stop.
Rise Up Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
The holiday season is all